Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Krastorio 2 Spaced Out. Just want to check my levels. Yeah, it's all good, I think. Cool. Last week I attempted to get us to our first space age planet. I did not succeed. We didn't get really anywhere close to doing that. We have set up space science. I'm down here because I was looking at basically the throughput is kind of rubbish on the iron, which is knackering up like steel and stuff like that. So that was why I'm down here. I had sneakily, the intention of this series originally was to go do it fully on stream, but I thought last week that I might be in a better position essentially because we're getting lots of random attacks from like pollution and colonization and stuff like that, then it might be better to set up some defences, and that might be a bit boring to do on stream. So I'd hoped to find some time to do that, basically to set up some defences, and we've got some choke points that we can use. To do that, I don't actually know what it looks like over here, but I'm assuming it just continues. This would be trickier, bit more difficult there, but we do have some cliffs we could use as kind of blockages, and again this might be horrible, but we have some some cliffs we could fill in. The problem with that is I didn't find that time at all. I just haven't come anywhere close to having any time to play this. Been a very strange week. You're still running, that's good. In fact, you have stuff on you. I'm not sure we've got any. No, I haven't got any research going. Fulgora Express exists, so we could do that part of it, I think. And it's got bits and pieces, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. So we might spend a bit of time putting this platform together, and then I am, I say, conscious of potentially the need. What am I doing? Press that button. To go out and maybe push the biters back at the very least, because we are getting to the stage where presumably there you go, they're getting a little bit of pollution. They will be, this one here almost certainly, maybe then, so we are on that sort of starting to hit a bunch of nests, and potentially getting some pollution response, and I don't have any walls up at all, so that was kind of what I was thinking. But do I spend some time doing that? It might be good to check on this and see how many. It's got 220 platform pieces. Okay, that's not actually too bad. One of the things I could try and do is effectively automate it. We could put in place a blueprint, I think, with just roboports in it, and sort of extend them up to where I think we might be putting walls. I'd have to kind of clear them out, would probably be one of the issues. Okay, let's see about clearing those worms out. They shouldn't take long to kill off. Tanks over there. And then maybe work on the... In fact, what I might do, just to give it something to... In fact, I'm not actually sure. Is this all sort of ready to... Yeah, we've got stuff. Blue belts is not great. Blue circuits is not great, is it? But then... No, I'm not... I thought I might be still turning them into stuff. Okay, fine. Would a research or two help as well? We might do some combat. Because if we're going to put some walls on, having something like that, bit of laser damage... How many can I do of them for 300? Still not that expensive, is it? 400 probably is getting there, but we could also do speed. In fact, we'll do something like that, because I seem to remember those are cheaper. Yeah, 100, 100, 200, 200, 300. Cool. So yeah, we'll let it chug away on that, and that's all chemical science and stuff, so we're not too fussed about using up blue, I don't think. Blue circuits, they won't get eaten away. Yes, so let us go and take out those worms and then maybe see about a blueprint with some robo-boards on it. Because the other sort of slight concern I did have was I sort of set nuclear up. I'm not sure it's got much sort of resilience to it. So we could slap in some more panels just as a kind of stopgap in case that all does collapse. Completely out of the way. So yeah, let's get some poison ready to go. Oops. Through that? No. No. Oh, you're big worms, aren't you? Fighting them's a bit tough because they're blooming on the uranium. A tank provides no protection from radiation at all, I don't think. So let's see if we can't set anyone of those left on fire. Done? All done. Cool. Let's get out of dodge. So yeah, if we were to look at doing a blueprint, what might that look like? In fact, I could just extend power lines down, couldn't I? Just put it in manually rather than mess about with a proper blueprint. It's just to say, it's from experience, it can just be a bit boring watching me put defences in. Maybe we can. So if we go, say, this way. Whereabouts are we? Right there. Oops. So that'd probably be. We probably want to be across there. Oh, and that's not even the right one, is it? Because that's wooden boxes and stuff. Oh, we have requester chests now. So let's have a look at. Do I have one? No. Do I have one in my defences? Ah, I've got upgrades. Or do we just go straight for... Oh, that's got boxes on it anyway. I think if we take a copy of this, pop it in here. Get rid of that one. Put that one there. And then we take the... that one. Yeah, I think that'll work. Take that. Should upgrade everything if I hit everything on there. Did it work? Yes, we have requesters. The requesters won't have actual orders on them, which is where this all gets a bit painful because... yeah, no, wrong place there. Because you have to put them down and redo the blueprints, basically. You can't add requests in. What am I looking for? There we go. But I'm also not sure whether it's requesting the right thing anyway. I can't remember which. Because that's pistol magazine. And turrets take rifle magazine. Yeah, okay. So we have to do that anyway. So I'm not sure those other blueprints are any use to us, really. Okay. So if we put one of them down, that's the straight one. Okay. So I need to, oops, I need to go in here. Change this to... That's the point. Did I set up uranium ammo production? I think I did, didn't I? Nope. The Coverix one seems to be running at the very least. What about what's going on up here? So I've got processing happening there. Do we want to set up... Where's my little counter? There it is. Yeah, so I haven't even got that many uraniums in stock. Let's bring them in. How far would that... So if I copy that... Yeah, that reaches that, doesn't it? 1, 2... Oh look, that's not even doing anything. It's because I flipped it round, isn't it? Yeah, because I rotated it round, so this isn't where it should be. That's okay then. We can take that out. Get rid of them. And maybe... If I was to put that there... How long is the red... on this? Oh, plenty long. So we can basically avoid if I take that round. Yeah, get another one of them in. Because I think I'm now making actual centrifuges. But I'll have to go and seed it at some point. So I'd have to steal them out, basically. So we'll have a catastrophic crash in production. Have these actually got... We've got 5, 6, 7... Yeah. I think I went too early, didn't I, basically? Okay. So, in that case... Let's get some more panels in as well then. So a couple in there maybe. And then that... Oh no, it's right next to it. That'd be okay. Let's say that's blocked by the power plant, but I fluked out the positioning. So let's get them in. Okay, how are we doing... with... I didn't put roboports on, didn't I? We're not going to get to Fulgora with me messing about with this, are we? So, which is why I wanted to do it off stream. Yeah, but let me at least... Oops, I'm in the way. So no, I did not set up uranium ammo. In fact, I don't think I've researched it. Oh, I have. It's literally there. Okay. So... Magazine stack size is 200. We don't want 200. We want maybe 20. Okay, so... I just wanted... Oh, there we go. So that's just going to keep happening now. Come from there. All good, I think, now? Yeah. Oh, no. What were you shooting at there? Oh, there's one here. He's stuck on a tree. Right. Let's get some of that in. We seem to have been very damaged by that. I don't know how that's happened. Right. One. Squeezing down. Yeah, that's just going to keep happening. Oh, God, I wish I'd had the time. Okay. Where did we get to? I put that one down. Redo that. Save. So what we're also going to want then is... Let's just pop them in, I guess. We need to redo that one. Let's just do it that way around. That one. That one. That one. Should be back to being... Yeah, cool. Right. Snip over there. I put the next video in the lore speculation series out on Friday. Bit different, this one, as it's speculation more than lore, really. The YouTube algorithm doesn't seem to have taken to it. Oh! Huh. And I haven't got anything on me. Oh, I have. I've got that one. I bet I haven't got them listed and stuff, have I? I'm not in the network, so I can't see. I did have a belt immunity, I'm sure of it. But yeah, but the next one live on Friday. Basically looking at what I think, what I would have preferred. So there is one in storage. So yeah, I've obviously put these in and then not properly. There is none of them. That's interesting. Why not? Two in. No, I haven't got any of them. There's just. I'm just going to put requests on for these. Just all of them. And then hopefully they'll bring me the bits. Do I not have a belt immunity then? How bizarre. Yeah, so wherever they're kind of stored, so we can do this remotely. We don't need this. What we need to do though is go Control-C. That. And then we go through again. That one. Oh, we don't want it anchored on that, do we? No, it won't matter. And then that one. And then that one. And then... Oh, I did that one. Oops. This one. Cool. So that should basically transfer in. We'll add in the logistic request. Have you brought me any stuff? Well, we got night vision, and we got one of them, and we got two of them. Was that all I had? It might have been, because the other grid isn't exactly big. I thought I had more panels. Maybe they're just not on here, are they? No. Because I would want big panels. Have I got any more of them? No. Maybe it was that I thought I'd built? Don't know. Yeah. What's always weird with the videos is you kind of explain your point, or I do, and then you get people, how to phrase it, essentially it's like it's not clear they've watched the video, but they do appear to have watched the video. It's like, it's very strange. It's like, and you know, I never know whether, you know, I try to be like positive in the you know, like if I'm replying, and I, you know, don't attack people or anything like that. I try to keep the whole thing positive in a sense, but it can be a bit sort of. Some of the comments, as in some of the replies I'd end up writing would be, as I said in the video, because it's like I literally explained that. And I say you tend, it always gets some of those, and I never quite know whether it is literally they just didn't bother watching it and decided to comment, or you know, they did watch it and they just didn't understand, and therefore the video itself was bad, as it were, from that point of view. No, it's very, very strange. Don't really work, is it? Okay, and then that needs to be. Oops. No. Diagonals are the worst. I might just, if I just sort of copy and paste. The trouble is, if I hold the, you know, force build, because it doesn't snap to where it needs to put it, if you see what I mean. It's difficult to explain. But if I do that, you see, if I had the shift key, it would have built the one that it did up there. Weird quirk of blueprints, you can't actually build them diagonally. So that's all the laser buffs done that we queued up. Could we do some others? How much are you? 500. And you're only 200, so we will add. In fact, what's the... Well, that starts to need utilities, which that is blue circuits, I think. So we won't do that one. Same again, that needs utility. These don't though, so we can add them in. And those would help with the old platform. Anyway. Yeah, that does need utility there. I guess we could queue up a mining prod. Always useful to have that be done. Do then have things like explosive rocketry we could do, and distractors. And I should really do fusion and what have you. I'm not actually doing much on this platform, am I? But Yeah. So I kind of need to build in the defences. Right, let's have a look at this bad boy. So that is just dumping all of its contents onto a belt there, as is that one. We've got that looping round for... Oh, there we go, you see. Off again. Yeah. Yeah, I might need to postpone the holiday to Fulgora so that I can spend time... Oh, okay. Just cut off all my base there. Marvellous. No, and crash through that. There's me poison. There's me poison. It's easier using these guys here because it has the random... Yeah, it's them getting hit now. The combat is... how to phrase it? It fires... It fires like a proper gun, so you have to actually kind of aim it for this. This mod. Oops. Okay. So let's sort these guys out. Ooh. Oh, something else getting trashed now. Where's that then? Over there. Where the heck have you come from then? Alright, alright. This way. So I tried to do it because there's people who advise doing this, like not actually building walls and stuff, but this is why I find it tedious. I know there's the whole, you know, defend your pollution cloud and all that, but I'm not going to spend all my time sat there looking at the pollution cloud. I don't know where they would have come from. I guess maybe they were a proper group from the ones we just took out, or could have been from here, I guess. Right. Let's see about getting rid of these ones as well. I think they're getting a bit tougher now. The old nests. Right. So, we need to expand. Let's go that way. And, oh. That's a bad place on that, isn't it? Let's go... What did I just undo? No. Why is it flashing as no power? Oh, it's not. It's flashing as no roboport coverage. Okay. What was I doing? I was adding in power line and get it in the wrong place. Okay. So kind of go that way. put them in. Ridiculous. Managed to offset. Oh dear. Not doing very well today. Okay. Let's go and take them out then. What are you, just a random worm? You're just a random worm. But we don't know what's going on over there, do we? What is going on is we've got another nest there. Okay. Oh, which I have angered. My existence has ignored them, annoyed them somehow. Oh, I'm stuck on something there. No? Oh, it's a cliff, okay. Okay, so... Okay. I think if I sort of extend... No power. Did they replace this power pole I killed? They did. Excellent. That way. Yeah, so really it's been a very strange week. I went up to, there's like a second main office that the company has up in a place called Warwick. And a meeting had been arranged there for the Tuesday morning, all-day job. And I basically got up there like half an hour before the meeting was due to start, because it's difficult to get up there for like early. And the meeting was starting at 10, so managed to get there for 9:30, which I was pleased with. I was like, cool, managed to get here, you know, decent sort of time. You know, do a little bit of prep before the meeting, and then got turned away at the door, basically, because there was it was full. The car park was full. There was no room at the proverbial inn. Let's try and do this one again. Yeah, no room at the inn, and so I was like, well, where can I park then? I don't know the area. I don't know that that part of the country at all. Literally, never been there. So it's not like I could go, oh, well, there's a car park down the road. As it happened, there was a car park down the road. But that was half an hour walk away. So I ended up half an hour late for the meeting, where I should have been half an hour early. What was particularly annoying about that was that we got an email the other week from our boss, basically saying we all need to be in the office 2 days a week, which I'd recently agreed with my manager. I wasn't going to do that anymore because no one else does it. And I was literally sitting... Oh, we're off again. At the top there, okay. Literally sitting in the office on my own. And it's like, you can't insist people come in if there's nowhere for them to park. And both offices don't have very good public transport connections, so it's not like you can go, oh, I'll get on the train. If you got on the train, if I took the train to work, it would add 2 hours to my journey. And I only live half hour from the office. Where are we going? That way. Look, collapse of Western civilization stuff here. The barbarians are at the gate. Will you... Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the cliff. Will you stop eating my miners? It's a poison situation. Okay. They must have come from one of these, but we don't know which one. Yes, so my must get to Fulgora stream is likely to become spending hours doing walls that I should have done off stream. Oh well. Oh, this is mostly worms, look. But yeah, it's an 11-hour day when I go up to that office. Compared to a 8-hour day if I'm going to work normally. So it's basically all my working, waking hours basically. Okay, so they're putting all of them in. Let's see if we might get some Roboport action. Extending that. At least the bots are fairly quick. Right, so we also need to sort of do something down here, don't we? Yeah. Robots in there. I'm not sure we've got all of these robots. Is the other thing? Yeah, I'll have to rely on this cliff here, I think. Now, what about the top and on the right? The right's going to be the most painful. I think I can just... Hang on. There's one over there. There might be several over there. You're supposed to be dead. Yeah, so it is just that one. Spitting on an area. Okay, if we get another... should we go down? Yeah, maybe a bit too early for down. Because we can kind of go... sort of to there, maybe. But, port in there, will that cut? I think that'll cut. No, I would need... Yeah, we'd need actual logistics coverage. So we'll put them in. And then... Proper remote building is one of the greatest things in this expansion, I must say. Where do we want to go there? We want to be sort of maybe... Really want a diagonal, don't I? Maybe one of them? Pop you in sort of there. And then couple there. Need power. Okay, so this is all out of range. Boop. About the top here, yep, I need another one there. And then we want to sort of cross over there a bit, don't we? We need to fill this gap as well. Ah, we've got a issue there. Okay. About. Like that. What happened with this extra cove, Rex? Have we got? Oh, we got cells sat in the chest now. Okay, so I might just be sort of clawing our way back. Yeah, it is producing some. I don't suppose I did, didn't I? Set up level 2. Ah, set it up. I've not connected it. Huh. That was an error. I've added these in as recipes, but they're not actually giving them the ability to... Quality 2, I think, is different on this, isn't it? We have to do... Oh no, there we go. Maybe I've already done it, though. Get that on there. As I say, we could swap in prods and, you know, level 2s for that other one. Oops. Do. Why does that say it's out of... Oh, it is just ever so slightly, okay. Put that in there then. Right, how do we get 2 on that? Okay, we can put some more in here. I think just a case of, you know, diagonal and then across, really. Okay. So we want that one, but we want it oriented that way? Yeah. It's too low down though. We need at least 1 diagonals. 1 diagonals. So 2 diagonals will be there. Three there. Does that get us to where we need to be? I think it might do. In there, yeah, that'll work. there. And then I'm sure that'll work. Cool, so that seals off, I think, all of the southern border. Let's get rid of all of these indicators. So we have that covered there. Do you all have ammo? Yeah, got ammo. Now, any gaps in the line here? We have chests without ammo. Not a power bar there, so that's missing. Get rid of that inserter. Assume this is just a reflection of not very much ammo production. Those are pistol magazines, aren't they? Down here. Yeah, you're chugging away. Yeah, it's quite slow, isn't it? How about then? Because this one seems to be all stacked up and cushy. Okay. So that will seal that gap. Cells are powerful. We've got coverage here. Do I just seal off that bit? I think I just seal off that bit, don't I? We just go boop, boop. And then, in fact, let's do another one. Can't remember whether I got a special. No, I did, because it's literally just you just put them there, sort of thing. There's no extra thing. I think that, yeah, that'll do. But they're probably going to need, yeah, they'll need another roboport, of which I'm sure I've got 1,000 spare. Excuse me. Okay, looks like we've got visibility here. Let's just get a bit of the old defences in there. Come up with some roboports. And some power. Cool. Because it's the lasers one, but so long as we got lasers, which I'm not sure we have, but there's no power connection. There will at least be some defences, even if it takes ages for it to make all the ammo. And I think I could swap in, yeah, I could swap in the regular rifle ammo. If we have any issues. So, the question then is the top here. We do have a nice bit of cliffage there. For this side, it's going to be one of those tedious fill in the gap things there. But we got a gigantic bit there, and a gigantic bit there then. Don't think we've got a lot of choice really. Okay. Let's take out these guys. Have I been restocked? I was hoping to get restocked. I'll put my poison in there. Do I have cannon shells? I don't have cannon shells, do I? Okay. Pretty sure I've got flame. Okay. And then top that off. And I should put on an order for cannon shells as well. Make sure I'm carrying some. Okay. Let's take out these chaps over here. plenty of them on. Okay. One. Leicester's definitely getting quite a bit tougher now. Let's see if we can just maybe run this power pole straight up. Straight up. Don't like it up, I'm Sarge. Yes, all sorts of troubles getting it to work, and then, as I say, we've been ordered to come in twice a week, although talking to some of my colleagues, they're just still not bothering, which I understand. Don't want to. The trouble with that, in my experience, is you just shoot yourself in the foot, because whereas it's coming in as a please come in email, now it becomes a you must come in and your contract has been adjusted in order to ensure that you come in. So they're just sort of shooting themselves in the foot, really. Shooting all of us in the foot. All for the sake of not coming in once a week or twice a week. I should say, I do fully get. Been giving really strong consideration to my plan that I had to kind of go independent. I think I completely knacker all my YouTube and Twitch stuff. I don't have any time to do hobbies until certainly until I discovered whether it would work or not. Them in. I think they're just following this up here, maybe? I don't know what's the diagonal like on that. If we put it, I could always do it. Yeah, like a dog leg, couldn't I? In fact, maybe I could dog leg it there, just to stop having to mess about with the diagonal. So if we were to connect it, say. Is that on the... It needs to be one further up, isn't it? I don't want to interact with the cliff. But if it was like here... What's the point of me going up there? Considering I say I got this huge gap here, I'd be better at just going across, wouldn't I? And connecting to this, and then I can use this here. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Right, then across there. And then if I was to do it, no, if I go one more. Like that maybe? Down there? Oh, I don't know why I did that, because where was that? Where was this thing? Yeah. One more. Like that maybe. Okay. So we're starting to go missing bits and pieces now. Okay. Did I ever upgrade? I don't know. Most of this is still grey machines, isn't it? So if we go, where are lasers being made? Lasers. There. There. So that's just a very slow production. Okay, in that case, I was about to give it a speed up. And then regular turrets. I should put flame in as well, you know. Oh, here we go. Getting an attack. Why is that? Okay. Guess that was just a response. Pollution response type group, maybe? Where are you? Further up. I should really take them out, aren't I? They're a bit too close to the walls, I think. What is it you're missing over here? Lasers, yeah. Lasers. Will they get up there? Just wondering if I could sneak. Oh, I can. Some of them in. Now, turrets, I was looking at to see if they needed blue machining, or even where the heck they are. They're over here. Crikey. Now we're talking old school. Them in. And then maybe upgrade inserters as well. Make that a blue machine, perhaps. Oh, we've got 10 in now, look. Yeah. Well, only 8 there. Got any in stock here? Yeah, we have. So sort of getting on top. So we could feasibly maybe pinch. I'd quite like it to have some in here basically before I pinch more. So in other words, there is a bit of a backlog. I do have this uranium patch here, and it's not using all of this by any stretch. I was going to put the extra pod modules in, wasn't I? Or the next level of pod modules. Don't know how many of those we've made. 31, okay. So that was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So if we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, yeah, we could. Oh yeah, because I copied and pasted it, didn't I? But we don't really need some of these. Because we're not producing that much out of this patch. Yeah, I could do with setting some uranium ammo up then, really, couldn't I? or indeed using some of it in research. It is the utility. I'm not going mad. So that is going to. Oh no, it's the purple one. Okay. What sciences can we do that would use up some purple? I mean, we could do Loggy 3. Well, there's that whole thing. Oh, there we go. We could stick in some actual that, and then of course mining prod does use it. Yeah, and then your actual productivity researches maybe. I want to use that one without doing the high-tech card, so that I assume it's all buffered up, but we've got a chest full and all of that malarkey. In which case, why don't we kind of order in some bits and pieces? Because we're going to need way more belt than that. And we'll need more. Will we? We might not need as many undies. Inserters, though. In fact, probably okay with the long-handed, but we will. Will we need? So I'm wondering if we'll need some logic stuff. Might be okay. I've got assembly machines. Yeah. Let's get it delivering them then, now that there's some spare rockets. And oh, what we need here is some roboport coverage. Okay. Where would that need to go to? To sort of there? Oh, it's ever so slightly off. Okay. Well, it goes up to sort of halfway into that laser. So if I copy, yeah, there you go. So should have done all this off stream. Really. Well, I'm going to spend the time now. Okay, so yes, we need to get rid of these guys. They're far too close. And they're inside what I'm going to be creating as my wall, so they definitely need to go. There's no power here, is there? There is now. Cool. Do we tackle that one? That's quite a big thing. I've done some buffs, I guess. Oops, only on lasers. Let's get them out. Flames. Quick. Cannon shot. Cool. Tricky part is whether they're going to interpret that as being too close and just keep, constantly attacking. And I think they will. Get a lot more of these out then. to do this a couple of waves because there's not that many. There's one worm, that's it. So let's soften things up with some flame. These guys in. Oh, 10 spawns by end bit. There we go. Okay, so that's good there. If I'm going to use this cliff, definitely need to get rid of them, don't I? And we do have some little gaps here. Okay, but these guys need to go. Going to have to evict them as well. So much we're going for to Fulgora. And I could do with some more poison. Some more of these guys out. Cool. Now, them definitely. Let's do them. We don't want them right along the walls, eating our power lines or anything. What about you? No, I think that'll be okay. It's far enough away. Okay. Is this making turrets? Yeah. Is this making lasers? Where did the lasers go? OAS Lelate, here we go. You're not doing anything, or not? Because there's no steel plate. Which was kind of the original problem. Upgrade this. Just a little bit. So that these aren't properly outputting. What I did get to play this week, a little bit of, was Anno 117. Don't really have a fully formed opinion of it yet, because I've literally done what it calls Chapter 1 of the campaign. I like to play the campaign on Anno games, but it's kind of not... It's one of those... It's a sandboxy type game, so a lot of people won't even touch the campaign. So I do like to play them. It's a bit weird. They've gone very heavy on like tutorializing and explaining stuff, which isn't bad. That's a good thing fundamentally. But it makes it a bit sort of an absolute avalanche of information being thrown at you, which a lot of it I already know because I've played like all of the Anno games. But I think the way that avalanche of information, if you're a new player, is probably just too much. So it's like, it's not massively useful for me, but not massively useful for a new player either, I don't think. Let's have a quick look, see whether we've got anything resembling backing up. Do we have 20 of them? And I think that's what that's set to, isn't it? Yeah. And it's requesting 200, amazingly. Don't think it needs 200. Maybe just 100, if that. Yeah, if that's backed up, I think I'm willing to risk putting in some in there, maybe. Am I? Because it'll have to do like 30 cycles before it actually, has its spare ones. Oh, I don't have any of them, do I? That was done. I should have done that by the map. Well, Peach Mate, how you doing? Good evening. That's not Fulgora? No, it isn't. Let's see if it's delivered this stuff to this platform and we can look at that. Looks like it has. I only said we get to Fulgora. I didn't say I wouldn't spend 2.5 hours putting in defences that I should have done during the week, but didn't have the time for. Yeah, still missing a lot of lasers. So our only kind of gaps are these little bits and pieces here. And then obviously this is the big one. Thinking about trying to kind of capture this oil as well, because oil runs out in this game. In this mod, rather. Yeah, otherwise happier than that. I mean, that should mean any attacks will be coming in kind of from these two. And obviously any expansion groups. Okay, let's have a look at the Fulgora Express then. Let's see if we can't... Oh, did I have... What I could also see if we've got is like quality solar panels. They're always useful to have, especially for Fulgora. Got 2 on the planet and 17 on the planet. So if we drop this to... Well, actually we just need to do that one down to 17. And then that one down to 2. What about solarized panels? 29. Cool. That's more than enough. But we might as well order them up. Did I have any? Cool. So hopefully it sends them up as well. Okay. Do we want more Dakar on the front? I think I probably want a sort of a second line, but give it a bit more set it back a bit more basically. So it's not sort of burning ammo unless things are a bit close. Yeah, I think I like that idea. I've not done a sort of long, thin ship, and that's kind of what I'm thinking I might try and go for. Which is which there? That's the actual... Whoops. Gun thing, isn't it? Would those be... They seem to have longer ranges on this. I don't know, it's just my imagination. Because we probably get away with having one. Because these are just for when... More when it's in orbit, really. So yeah, we can kind of do that backwards. Alright, oil running out. Map is clear if you can use stuff up, and matter conversion helps you with balancing the uneven consumption over the map. Yeah, I actually that is one I do really like. I find when you get those, you know, patches that you kind of don't want to get rid of because you know you don't want to waste the resources, as it were. But are you really wasting resources because there's nothing there? I find that whole thing a bit tedious, really. I'd rather the patches just went, sort of thing. Okay, so what we need to do then is think in terms of what. Because this is all of the stuff coming out of one thing at the moment. So how about, instead of that, we go... Whoops. Side-loaded belt. Wiggle that up there. Can we do the same on this side? Wiggle that around. And then wiggle that. No. And that. So then we get stuff on both sides. It's obviously mixed stuff. So we'll need to do disposal later on. Is that ideal or not? I'd rather those were outside, but so if I'm going to do a long, thin ship. Okay. Oops. But yeah, this needs to be a loop, really, somewhere, doesn't it? How many panels and what have you can I get between? Not many. Okay. Okay. So that's sort of a power block, as it were. Okay. Oh, I need inserters on them, don't I? I could do Wiggly Belt as well. I like using Wiggly Belt. Quite like that. I said before, for me personally, platform designing and building is probably the most successful bit of the of the expansion. There you go. Oh, it's already. Oh, of course, because I've got power on it. So why is it? Why is there? Oops. Stuff appearing. Oh, I haven't got many of them, have I? That was dumb. Should have been. I can never remember the key. Is it Alt? Scroll wheel? There we go. And then Alt again. Cool. Why have I got that spare row in there? I don't really need that, do I? Oh, and mod recommendation stats GUI. You should probably really consider if you update the K2 Space Stat mod, because they did some big balance changes in the last month. Kind of breaks the propulsion of your space platforms, like changing the fuel formula. Space require oxygen all of a sudden. Oh, really? Okay. Hello, Quatch. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Are you doing okay? Yeah, it is. You know, almost. I mean, it didn't. No, it had an update when I started up this time, but it is getting a bit sort of obvious that I didn't do that the right way around, did I? That maybe would that be right then? It's still in very much in development, as it were. That's fine. I don't mind it. Taking some effort, as it were, or requiring reworks. Okay, so let's have a look at those recipes then. What will we need to do? We need to make thruster fuel. Oh, there you go. Hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So that's what you're talking about. We need that one. So that's then iron ore plus oxygen and carbon plus hydrogen. Is that not... No, it wouldn't be methane, would it? I guess because it's not got any oxygen on it. How would that work as a chemical? That one I get, but it's just rust. So that should be the orange one, really. Okay, so we've got to make oxygen now. And hydrogen. And I guess we can't just slap on a atmospheric condenser. There's no atmosphere. So how do we get them with this? Because that's making them from water. Water separation, okay. Which means we get 20 and 30. Can we void fluids on a platform? Do we need to? I mean, I guess we will because of the fuel thing. Can we use... Oh, we can use flare stacks. Okay. We'll have to bring some of them up then. Because we're going to end up with imbalance, aren't we? Is water... What's water separation done in there? Wait. Oh, water electrolysis is the one on the surface, isn't it? So water separation... Oh, that needs an electrolysis plant. Of course it does. So we can build those, I assume, on the platform? Okay, we'll have to get some of these sent up then. So that's water separation. I think, like most of my first platforms, it's just gonna do enough to make some fuel to get there, type of thing, rather than because I then spend hours on Fulgora not really doing it, you know, not really needing to go anywhere. Okay. But I seem to remember that is a really power-hungry thing, isn't it? 388 kilowatts. And one uncommon panel does 390. Okay. Okay, I've decided today's project is getting to my resizable dress from actually sized to something approximating my shape. It uses a weird system of adjustable metal straps that I use like spacing rods and bend to shape in cardboard. Weird 56, but I got it super cheap. Wow. Sounds interesting. Dress forms are one of the, is that one of those we have weird English, isn't it? But it's like a mannequin dummy type thing. Hello Flashco, hope you're doing well. I just spent a productive 20 minutes making my own train blueprints. Oh, cool. And welcome to the stream, hope you're doing well. Add an e-implant that splits water. I haven't got any implants because I haven't gone to the implant planet yet. I'm sure we balance as long as you use prop modules. As far as I have seen, use electromagnetic plates instead, yeah. Like a minute, but no arms or legs or head. Yeah, I think I've seen the. I think we'd call them Taylor's dummies in the UK. Weirdly, my well, it's not weird, but my grandfather on my dad's side, he was a tailor, like as in a proper. Well, I don't know how to say it, like a proper, you know, like he made suits, you know, handmade suits, basically. Let's not do that. Cool, okay. So yeah, we just need to build some ammo. This music seems incredibly loud to me, even though I've turned the volume down. Very strange. But yeah, so rifle magazines, 4 iron plates, okay. And then furnaces, making those iron plates. I guess, yeah, we have to go back to the original iron ore recipe, don't we? So that outputs 20 oxygen, 30 hydrogen. And then this uses, what, but in 2 seconds. What's the rate on it then? 6.66, 2. But 6.66 and 10, 3 and 2. So that's like 1 to 1.5. So yeah, that looks like that would balance because it's 6.66 because that's 2/3 to, so it's 2 to 3, which is 1 to 1.5. Okay, so that one does balance, but we need to get carbon and iron ore in. Okay. So, I think I need to extend this a bit further, don't I? I'm kind of determined to do this long thin platform, but may well have to abandon it. Let's get some more platform in, which I assume it's going to have to send up. So we could go back to defences for a bit. Yeah, this will be my third attempt, but now I have a gigantic calipers for easy size transfers. Sit on the table to work proper tailor. Not sure. I mean, I say not sure, but I basically, yeah, used to, you know, cut cloth and you know, sew it together and say proper handmade, tailored suit. You know, like your fancy Savile Row tailors, the sort of famous ones in London. I mean, he wasn't Savile Row, but yeah, expensive suits because used to specialise in because my dad was always like his thing was because he was always be like very smartly dressed because his dad would make all of his suits and stuff like that. And you're talking 60s, and so people wore suits as just that's what they wore, as it were. Okay, so we might not need them. And then they output the same amount, don't they? And I think the thrusters just use it evenly? I can't remember then. We only want the one thruster. Consumption 0 of 120s. Yeah, so they use evenly. So if we can arrange this in some sort of direct feed way, that would be very convenient. So if you're going maybe there, and you're going there, oops, and then can maybe get them lined up around that maybe. Let's pull this one further down. Am I going to put tanks in actually? And in that case, I can move all of that up. Although these guys need, not so much. They need somewhere for this ammo to go, don't they? Guess I could hop it over. Like that or something. I flip that one round and sneak it through that gap. And then that's right in the way. Okay. How about if I just move? Oh no! If I move. Oh. Hop that one over. Oops. No, you need to be connected. Cool. What's really nice for this blueprint versus the online ones I have found, you can actually place those on top of each other for the most part. So as in tiling blueprints. I always try it. I love a tiling blueprint. So I did a video. I'm sort of surprised on some of the video. I mean, I guess you got all sorts of players of experience, but I did like mini tutorial. I need to do more of them. They're quite easy and fun to do. But people seem to not know how to tile blueprints, which was quite sort of. It's always quite nice to. I was saying that people actually, kind of respond to it as a didn't know how to do that type of thing. But yeah, it seemed to be a thing people didn't really know how to do. I'm just thinking, can I even that up a bit like that? There we go. That's a tiny bit less messy, isn't it? Also, tailors used to sit on tables. I think it's because it's a clean surface and they don't work on straight lines or flat seams usually. So there isn't much loss. You'd be working on your lap anyhow. But ergonomics, you can't imagine. Taylor is good fun, but such an art. Yeah, he was really apparently he was really quite good at it. I mean, obviously I never, oh, here we go. You're here to remind me I've not done this properly, are you? Ah, radiation. Where is it? It's up there. Now, where have you come from then? Oh, you spawning down here. Okay. Just going to take them out then. But yeah, so he was quite talented at it. My dad sort of he always kind of used to say that he could have had quite a big business, you know, let's say, because he was good at it and it was well paying and all that sort of stuff. He could have, because he had like his own shop, you know. The phrase he always used to use was that he squandered it, basically. He sort of didn't take full advantage. But yeah. It's still moaning about stuff not being built, isn't it? So, what entities are we talking? We're talking about the lasers and a real lack of ammo. Okay. Can we boost the ammo production? Not without more steel. Okay. Steel is still... Oh, in fact, steel stopped altogether, which suggests I probably messed something up, did I? Oh, we've got no tree seeds. I didn't know we needed tree seeds. Where have tree seeds come from? Okay, that's a change then. Right, so we need tree seeds. How do we get tree seeds? Presumably from trees. Okay, let's get into Factoriopedia. Ah. Tree seed. Wait, have I got... Huh. Alternative recipes, wood process. Here we go. Wait, is that saying... Have I got that recipe then? Oh, I have. Here we go. So by processing wood, I can make... Okay, so we've got to set up a... like a feedbacky loop. Okay, fine. Why have I got a random pipe there? Because this should surely connect on the front here, shouldn't it? Okay, too far. Okay, but basically we've got to turn the... In fact, I don't think... Have we got any wood? I don't think we have. But we've got to turn wood into tree seeds so that we can use tree seeds to make wood. Clear. Clear as mud. We're going to make power poles on this side now then as well. Marvellous. Oops. There. Obviously this wasn't required when I set this up. So it is one of the changes. I don't remember it saying that though in the change log. Oh. Okay, we're gonna need to chop down some trees, but we can just, I think, need inserters. So let's just take that. there. But we can just like put in good old-fashioned pot manufacturing, so that if we do get any, that gonna work? Might need a chemical plant or something, I don't know, but if we put it in here, no, if we put it in here, we can grab it from the belt as well. Are you gonna do tree seeds, or does it need to be a chemical plant or agricultural thingy? Looks like it might need to be an agricultural thingy. Can craft. No. Okay. Okay, it's not in. Why is it not environmental? Does it count as an intermediate? Yeah, here we go. It can be made in an assembly machine. Do I have to have both of that? That's not what that implies on the other thing. Tree seeds we can make from wood processing, which we can do in an assembly machine too. Let's have a look at that tech tree. I'm looking for, there we go. So if we go, so wood processing does require this as well? Is that what that's saying? But I've got the recipe there. What? I'm just being blind, aren't I? Okay. Maybe it's because it's a recipe rather than, that must be it. If I put it there. Yeah, it's not there, is it? Okay, let's just put rock. Yeah, there it is. It must be because that's a recipe rather than a product. Interesting. Where does wood live now? It must be there. Yeah, we haven't got any wood. That's next to a logistics one. Okay, so if we do a couple of them then. And if I put that on that side. Put that there. You can just go on the belt directly. Tree seeds, seeds of trees. So yeah, we need to get deforesting basically. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Well, it makes more sense that it would have. You'd need tree seeds. It was a bit Bobsy, that. Range, was he? Ah, so we don't want these, do we? Or at least... yeah, we can have them as a backup, I guess. I didn't put the inserters on the back of these. That's annoying. Yeah, so we need to chop some more trees down. I did not notice that the tree recipe changed yet. They changed and balanced a lot. Yeah. Tolerable to a point. A few signals here or there need to be removed, but good enough. Turning blueprints on anything other than relative has always been a misery for me, let alone making copies and changes to those blueprints. That is the bites for you. That one extra plate to juggle. Do miss the Bob's greenhouses and terraforming. Yeah, I kind of. I mean, as I said before. I mean, I fully get and understand it. One of my sort of secret hopes for this was that we'd get some cosmetic stuff. You know, not spectacular. You know, not loads and loads of it type of thing, but some. So it's going to need 0.1 a second, and in theory this could produce 0.37. So if it's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, which should be the output from that. So we do need a second one on each of these, I think. Yeah. So then 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, so halfway, 0.2, so it should overproduce, but we would need to provide it with a whole load of wood. It's going to need 0.75 woods, which is then, so it's effectively one greenhouse needs to be doing the woods to feed the, no, 1 a second, but then I don't need that to run at rate, do I? So, what will I be needing? I probably need a couple more greenhouses, which I can support. Yeah, a couple more greenhouses, I think. Sure, we're out for water. Yeah, it's only 4. This is then going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 a second woods, which is basically more than our belt can handle. So if we need more than that, then we need to go up to red belt anyway. Okay. So set all of these up to burn all the spare wood. We're going to turn it into blooming seeds. Okay. Seeds are travelling down the belts. Not quite reached down to there yet. Let's have a look at this uranium, which is what I'm stood over here for. Do we have spare uraniums? We do. We're going to take it away though, aren't they? But how many do we have sat here? 23. Okay. 24. Okay. So yeah, probably jumped a little bit early on the nuclear, but not too disastrously. But I think I could steal that, kill myself with irradiations. And get 2 of them up and running. Cool. How are we doing on the whole... Oh, too close. On the old defences. Still way short on that, aren't we? But then we would be. I think maybe I'll swap these to level 1 rifles. What a rifle. Not that we've got this many level 1 rifles. But they're easier to make. So, where's my other regular rifle ammo? Aren't we here? If we just pop in some extra ones here, Viking rifle magazines. Which I don't think they're steel. No, it's iron plate, you see. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah, if we get a couple of them in. Just to bolster supply. Still, I mean, still well short on lasers, but then lasers are also dependent on steel. Cool. Okay. Steel is at least moving. In fact, we've got a full belt coming out now. Good, good. And this looks nice and full. A little bit of wood there. A little bit of backing up of seeds on the belt. No, on that side only. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that's fixed whatever they changed there. Let's have a look, see. I can't see signs of any incursion, so let's have a look at our platform. Oh, hello Emily. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Greenhouse production produced more wood than before update. Okay. My current status: one space platform fixed and running, 7 waiting for a new working propulsion. Crikey. Okay, so where did we get to? We had a bit of electrolysis. Okay. So that would need iron ore as well. Righto, righto. So if we were to sort of make our iron... Did I bring any crushers up? I don't think I did. Yes, I did. Cool. Bit unfortunate. Let's get rid of that one. Clear that down. Cool. So if we do like the iron ore production, maybe... here. So if you crush irony bits, I guess I could do it symmetrically, couldn't I? Interesting. But if you do irony bits, how much in theory? So in theory that would make 10 if we could supply it with the asteroids, obviously. But 10, that would need 1. And if we're going to have a bunch of them, 1.25 each to make, so 3 a second, 0.62, 1.2, so probably need some modules in them, don't we? Actually, did I bring up level 2 modules? I don't think I will have done. In fact, I wasn't making level 2 modules. So we've got level 1s. Okay. Don't think I'm too fussed about the broadside of it. It would be good to be more efficient though. So 1.5. So then that would be... 2 of them would be 3. Making 0.75. So that 2 of them is 1.5. And I need 3, so I need 4 to support just the one. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. Just to support that one, which would then be 1.5, 3. So we would need 6 plus whatever you need, 7. So 1 crusher would, in theory, suit us or work for us. Okay. Carbon. Crush them. We would get I say 5 in theory per second, which is more than enough for that, and we don't have any other use for it. Okay, so that's about getting rid of it. Water then, in theory sort of 2.5. What's the so I guess these therefore don't need water directly, do they, if we're splitting it by electrolysis. Chemical lab, pop you there. So if you're splitting, oh, sorry, melting ice. Now, so if we assume that that's all sort of balanced up, well, it's giving it a bit extra, isn't it, actually? Because I only need 3 and 2, and that's 6.6 and 10. So, nearly 3. So if we do it based on half, then instead of 16.6, we would need 8.3. Let's call it 10. And that makes 20. If we can supply it with one of those, but we'd need half as a, and we're getting 2.5. Okay, I mean we're not, you know, because we won't get those many lumps. But in terms of just building it, I think we're okay with doing like one of each for now, just so that we can at least get moving. I could put this. Is that carbon one? It is, isn't it? So I could put that. Some sort of arrangement here, couldn't we? Because we've got our chunks in theory coming down there. So we could have them being grabbed from there. And then that inserts... I'm going to filter them, mate. You don't need to, but because obviously it works out the recipe, but I'm going to filter them. So the carbon going in there. I suppose ideally we'd want some sort of buffer. So we could maybe do a mad... not quite as mad as I thought, but we could put an effective buffer in there. Could actually, if I use a splitter, although it puts it after it, doesn't it? So I don't think that's actually going to do anything. Okay, tiny little buffer on the carbons. But otherwise, we need to output the actual carbon chunks, or the, not chunks, the bits of asteroid we get back, and stick them back in. So that's grabbing raw stuff off the collectors, and that's putting it back in. Now we could have then an inserter throwing it overboard, basically. Could I maybe... sort of buffer that as well? And put that there. Or not, that's not a very good idea, is it? If I move down, because this is the ammo one, so if that was actually there, That's the chunk one. Also, maybe. Say, love a wiggly belt. And I could probably hook this up and sort of say, do a logics on it. We'd need a separate disposal for this one getting all clogged up with stuff, but that's fine. Yeah, I could set that on there. Oops. And sort of say, only turn on. Not, no. I need it to read the belt contents, don't I? If only one tick. All belts. There we go. So if there is more than say 20 carbons or something, it's probably a bit low. Chuck them overboard. We could do a very similar thing, in fact exactly the same thing I think. Don't forget about the gun food. But yeah, we could basically do the same thing. For this one, I think. We do that. Change that to oxide crushing. And this one, in fact, could I put it exactly the same? I think I can, can't I? Let's just get rid of that for a minute. No, because that's not aligned directly, but that's fine. Yeah, we want the equivalent of that sort of here somewhere. I need to leave a little bit because obviously I'm going to bring the iron, some of the iron down that way. So I need somewhere to do that one. We can kind of do a classic wiggle. I set that to be on the carbons, didn't I? And that needs to be the chunks. We don't care if the carbons all back up. In fact, we quite like the carbons all to back up. That. There. And then that needs to be... Wait, no. Ice cubes. Now producing platform foundations on Gleba. Just noticed they also changed the big mining drill recipe. They broke a lot of stuff. Change log in the mod portal does not help. Do you not? Hello, King 440. Balls, indeed. Welcome. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, well, not cool. So I forgot to do that one. So this would be the chunks. And that's, oh, I have not looked, oh right, okay, so they're coming down as well, right. So I'm going to need somewhere that is a sort of a process them, unless I use this to combine them. Maybe if I put them both on there. Could maybe use this as the dumps, you know, like a dump thing on this side instead. So effectively asteroid chunk come down, go along there. And then we could maybe have like a feedback thing. Get that in there maybe. When excess gets thrown overboard. In other words, if I put in a, where would it need to be? Sort of there, maybe, I think. And there. And have them go that way. So this is all chunks. All chunks for all time. Did I put a disposer? I didn't put a disposer on them, did I? It's because they could just fill up. So we do need just continuous pass-through type approach. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe if I... Oops. Going to flip that back round to straight. And then this could just be an area where... It didn't need to be that long really, does it? 2 will probably cope. In fact, I've got some bulk inserters, I'm sure. So... would need to go like that though. And then we could go back to, in fact maybe if I leave a gap. Like so maybe. But fixing stuff is basically 8% of Factorio gameplay loop. Indeed, yeah. That's what the game's all about. Kinda. We're going to need more panels and stuff, I think, aren't I? But I could probably fit things in there. Or maybe I just extend the whole thing down a bit, stick some more of them in. But yes, if this, I'm not going to connect it. If that just sort of comes down, then icy chunks would be grabbable from there. Just thinking that actually maybe could have a sorting area. Just how would that work in terms of, so maybe down there. So if we were to get carbon onto here, well obviously it could be on there or something like that. Ice onto there. Maybe I use the underground to sort of limit it. artificially, you know. Do want it on only one side, really, though. That work there? It wouldn't really, would it? Needs to be on the inside. So it'd need to be on that side. That's not going to work. Could just get rid of that kink, couldn't I? Never get rid of your kinks. Okay. No, that didn't work. Need it to be on that side. That's annoying. That is annoying. I have to remember how to. But I have to fix that though. And that's wrong anyway. That wouldn't be on that side. That would also need to go on that side. Like so. And that needs to be on the inside as well. Is that right? So that's on the inside. It's just so that these don't clog up, basically. Okay, so if we are having stuff delivered, it needs to come that way. Okay. Okay, so this would be iron ore coming in, wouldn't it? So it could have exactly the same arrangement again, just flipped over. Iron ore. Where would that be in the list? There it is. So, what would that be it? I need to flip it. I've rotated it, haven't I? Rather than flipped it. Like that. So I can chuck it overboard. Yeah, I think it's that, but obviously it needs to all be switched over to irons. Where's your irons? Any old irons? And then this would be iron steroid. That can't be right. There's got to be something wrong here. So it's iron coming in, iron coming in. So it needs to be iron coming in. So that belt, unless I put this on the other side, which probably makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, it probably makes more sense to put it on this side, actually. In fact, maybe it lives in this. In fact, let's just get rid of all of that junk. You know, if we put these so that my production is over on there somewhere, and we could just have the iron bit up top. So I think I need a sortery bit, so this whole thing's going to have to kind of move down, really. But that is fine. Would it work in there? It might do. Let's see. I need to fix a lot of this. Let's just get rid of that again and then do it again. Hello, Bliss from 6, how you doing? Hope you're well. I would love for someone to make an anno extension for Factorio. Pipes for waste, belts to deliver food and waste, schools, democracy. I don't know if you've seen my video. It was, I don't know if you're sort of riffing on that, but yeah, it would. That's kind of what I was getting at with the whole colonisation thing. That basically, an anno or a It'd probably be more something like how it works in Surviving Mars or something like that, where it's more of a modern, you know, you can imagine domes basically on the platforms. I mean, they'd be big things, but you just, you know, if you imagine, well, like the greenhouses or something like that on here, where they're, you know, they look like domes and people live in them basically. They'll have to be quite a bit bigger. You can imagine building them, and then you could literally treat it like a factory where you know, as you say, you've got an output that's waste, which is poop basically, and you could reprocess your poop. You know, they could do something like that, turn it into burnable fuel or something, or you know, extract the nutrients from it or what have you to make food. So you feed them their own poop, and yeah, sort of have it as a kind of a loop, and you sort of feed in a chum slurry. These will be well treated colonists, but then we're horrible to everything in the game, so I don't know why we would stop at our own people. Maybe if we do say that productivity, because I think it was cheaper, was it 1500? I could probably do a second one, and then we'd have to switch to one of them. Just gets the nuclear stuff, you know, rolling, as it were. I guess I could do like the nuclear trains and stuff. There's nothing kind of stopping me. Because these were, yeah, they're just the nuclear. And we got all, I mean, there's all sorts of other techs I can do. Surprised that wasn't integrated into it. Quite more of a complicated way. How are we doing pollution? Well, it looks like we've at least built. Missing construction material. Is that just because it's out of range? No. What were you putting in then? Not putting in anything. Useless. I think it's just because it's having to make 100 of them, so it's not got the whatchamacallit. Okay, back to the platform. 40 minutes to get to Fulgora. So, if I put this in here, this was going to be iron instead. So that needs to be irony chunks, and that's irony chunks, and that's irony chunks, and that's irony chunks. Okay. No, it isn't. That can't be right. Because that's putting the chunks back out. This one... What's happened there? Oh, that's because that was the original... Yeah, so that should actually be the actual ore. Okay. But it's not going to live there, I don't think. We'll need to move it. Yeah, I need to work all of that stuff out later, I think. Getting it on the right side of the belt. And instead we move that to, say, there. And we kind of want this to go past the gun food stuff first. And then down here. We could do a splitter. Priority splitter instead. But then I also want to be able to... In fact, no, I'm not fussed. Because I've got overflow guarding on the chunks, I don't care if this fills up, do I? No. Okay. So, how about... I'm going to have to get some side loading going on there. If I'm going to do this sort of thing, how about we take it one... No, don't like that. Oh, my other turret's gone. Squish these together. I was saying the other week, so I can hear fireworks. And I was saying the other week, but the other stream, that here there's like loads of fireworks shops. And so fireworks just go on for ages. Even though 5th of November was obviously weeks ago. So, if I just sort of put that one there. Because this needs to output onto that belt. So that needs to be somewhere where that's possible, doesn't it? So how about... Yeah, if I use a splitter... Maybe? Maybe? Mayhaps? It's going to be messy, isn't it? Perhaps if I do it... No, that's not going to work. If I pop that back again, do weird joint there. So I don't know how I'm going to sideload on these things. I might not bother. Okay. They're only put on one side at the moment. Oh, I can do near and far. Aha! I forgot all about that. Don't think it really matters for any of the others, but yeah, I forgot I could put it on both sides. Like automatically on this. So if you put wiggle in it, it's not spaghetti, it's buffering. Yeah, I've seen it, but I always like the idea to do more than just produce more gun food stuff. Indeed. I would say Fulgora is so much more fun with the big warehouse and unloaders. Yeah, it's kind of part of why I want to go there, because I haven't really touched them. But I think that might be a really good use case for them. Okay, so... that needs to be the ammo. This would be ammo coming out of there. Oh, I've got the going there, haven't I? This is my disposal line, so I need to work that in somehow. So... because I want that on both sides, really. Don't think we're going to make it to Fulgora simply from the fact that it's going to need to buffer quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, let's see how we get on. I could do a horribly janky thing there, couldn't I? Blend it in. So we want it to prioritise from the existing stuff, I guess? No, the new stuff. Because we don't mind that just backing up. Yeah, that's fine. What's our power demand when we're not doing anything? Already at 170. And in theory a 3.1. So actually it probably would sustain itself. But given we're going to Fulgora though, I think we do need... I need to... Kind of pull this down. How can I do that easily? If I go there. There. So that bit on there, and then kind of copy that. But we need to fix some stuff here, don't we? What was that belt doing? Can't remember. Should we see about letting some stuff flow in? And then fixing some of the problems. So I'm bound to have wired some stuff up wrong. Set some stuff up wrong. Oh, I need this. Yeah, this needs to connect here, doesn't it? There's no fuel coming otherwise. Cool. Okay, let's get it rolling. So then there. So the moment that belt is just going to end there. Oh, it's having to request a whole load of new stuff. Okay, fine. So yeah, this is just a mishmash of all sorts of things going on. I mean, I guess I could just loop it around. But then these all back up is the problem. Could I do that in such a way that... Remembering now that I've got the near and far, wherever you are. I could, but it'd be a bit of a mess. I don't know if you can control the near far with signals. That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's not going to output fast enough either. So, this does probably need a bit of a rework. It's stuck now, basically, because this one can't get any more chunky bits, because this will be, I don't know, carbon or something stuck on the belt. But yeah, we probably need two. Well, we need probably need one of them. Generally, for those. Do we not get any carbon bits? Oh, we must have done, because we've got some fuel. Okay, so first fix is that we kind of need two of them, one near, one far. Or we could, we could use this bottom part, couldn't we? Always keen to use my bottom part. That's not going to work, is it? Instead, then, there. So I'm meant to be side-loaded on here somehow. Yeah. How about then if I just get rid of that wiggle, move that up. We can have one of them instead, other way. So then if that's doing near and that's doing far, that achieves the same thing. splitter. Pop it in there. So that should double side that. Did it produce? Oh, it has produced ammo. Cool. So there's your near far there. Nice. Okay. So yeah, it's stuck because it's got nowhere to go, which is what being stuck usually means. Because what I'm kind of wondering is, could I... Because it stops at an underground, doesn't it? No, it stops at a splitter. Is that right? The old belt counting thing. Does it stop at a splitter? I know it stops at an underground. Because we could loop it back, you see. And then have some logic on here. Because if we take the prioritisation as the right hand side, so always take the new stuff. What would happen then though? It would, we get something, say something backs up. I don't really like them. It's too prone to failure. Because that is approximately the same length as that. So it'll only max out here. I guess there's two of them. And that's approximately the same length. I could move these closer. I just think, because I could have a bit of logic that says if this is just full, you know, activate these. Let's see what happens if I just loop it round. Because I can always manually clear it down for this first route. It's not some... Oh, wait. That's the ammo there. Ah. So if I... that needs to be on that one, doesn't it? Oops. And then this isn't underground, but it's too long. Okay. So we need that one closer. And the priority was the new stuff. And then that should be able to jump back up there. Wait, that should be that. Okay. Go wiggly here. Yeah, it feels like I need some sort of logic on these. But quite what, I don't know. And I don't think those are... In fact, let's not. If I just put filters on for now. Because that's what I want them to do. I want it to just throw it overboard. But I only want them to do it when things have become oversaturated. We can pop some efficiencies in, come on. he says, not even remembering where they're at the menu because he's got distracted and confused. There's no point burning power. You know, don't need to. So why is that not actually... Well, it kind of is now that there's final running. Yeah, you've not got a inserter. Neither of you. In fact, let's even it up a bit. So, gotta have your symmetry. Oh, it's them greenhouses still, crikey. And I can move this down, it doesn't... I don't know why it was randomly up there. But, or up. Doopy-doopy-doo. Cool. I need to get back into Factorio soon. I'm currently playing Eco again. It gets a bit grindy, but sometimes I can enjoy that for a while. Oh, look, which is Eco? Is that a... I can't remember what that is. It sounds familiar. Not sure if that's the one where you build a space station, is it? That needed priority... I'll put priority right, no left. Make sure we've got them. So, in theory, because I kind of also realised I don't need to like sideload these like I was thinking, because I can do the near far thing. But in theory, if that was... Because what I would need for that is like a sorting thing. And do I want to bother with that? Because actually thinking about that is probably a better way of doing it, isn't it? Because if I go... So if I do that to create a little gap there, and then this is... The chunks are coming up on the outside, aren't they? So if we go like that, then we can have a splitter here that identifies the chunks of ice, sends them that way. So we want to avoid this getting stuck. And the way of doing that would be for it to side load on one side, and then this we could swap to the other one. Okay. We could do a similar thing. Let's wait for it to chug through. Because then this will kind of wait until it's got... Oh, it's set on carbon, of course, because I copied it over. And there's way more than 20 on there. Should that be less than? Because that's a disable signal? That's the wrong way around, isn't it? Yeah, that's not right. So it should enable, unless I've set the pulse thing wrong. Read belt contents. So it's sent continuously as long as the items on this belt are directly connected belts. Front and back, cut on side loading and inside of splitters. Read belt contents. Enable, disable. That seems wrong somehow. I don't know why that seems wrong. But yes, we could have then... Oh. Need it to go around in a loop really. But if we go... Same thing here with the carbons. I could... Maybe give it a bit more room there. That didn't really make any difference, does it? But I could use that space, couldn't I? I don't necessarily need to do it there. So if this was spacey, carbony chunks on the left, like that. So I can't fit it in that gap then. I guess I could do that. It's sort of accidentally on the right side. Make that a... No, that one does need to be a far. Far, oh. Only drops over 60. Oh, I set that to ice rather than... That's why it wasn't triggering. Hello XQ, welcome, welcome. How are you doing well? Sup Triggles? You're nearing 1k subs? Yeah, closing in. Slowly but surely, as ever, drawing closer and closer to 1k subs. Oh, and unless there's been a massive spurt. So it's about 70 odd away. I mean, we've got 4 tanks of fuel. It's 6:46. I need to hit the editorial promise of the stream and try and make it to Fulgora, I think. But I need to get the same thing for the irony chunks. So what we kind of need to do probably, I think, is maybe add on about... Oh, actually we could do it out of this side, couldn't we? Bit messy. But if I pop that over there... well, if we do that. And then... put that on there. We want a filter to them, which luckily is what we've got. And then that needs to be near side, so it didn't get too blocked. We need to check. No, it's on the wrong thing, you see. In fact, carbon's wrong completely, isn't it? And that's the... and that's kicked in because there's that. Carbony chunks, which I assume it's sat there because that's exactly what's on that belt, so I think we're fine. I think we, which is to say I, need to head over to the rocket. Cool. So we've got these here as a sort of an emergency thing. If I notice it's all backed up and I don't understand why, I can just turn them on. So we can keep them like that. We probably need some more panels, I would say. Didn't I send up like 2 of these? Yeah, only 2 of them. And then I think there are a couple of like that. Can I squeeze them in somewhere? Have we got any more? No. So maybe another one of them. I mean, that's what will probably kill us. Probably the lack of power when we get to Fulgora, but we shall see. I don't to some extent mind reaching it and then dying. I could fit in an extra accumulator, no problem there. Cool. Am I going to go to Fulgora completely unequipped, as it were? I've never done that before. I mean, I've obviously got bits here, but I'm not sure I fancy messing about. I haven't really got time if I'm going to make a trip or try a trip. And you know, there's ammo on the belt. Not a lot of ammo, but some ammo. We could maybe send some up. I could have like, have we got any? That's a question. Yes, we have 600 in fact. So it's got a stockpile. Well, let's put some. Not enough to fill 1 rocket. Yeah, so that's not made that many, which is surprising given I put in extra production. Did I mess that up? Kind of, in the sense that there's probably just none sat around. Okay. Let's do that. Doing good, just working on a project, but I have to wait for my friend to finish some things, okay? Hello Rahul, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Like a multiplayer 3D society economy simulator. Okay. 3D society economy simulator. Maybe I haven't heard of that one. So yeah, I got sort of, what's that, probably 2/3 of the wall done. So I guess there's at least some protection. I think it's probably made enough to kind of fill in at least some of these gaps. We might not be able to do like that bit, but I might be able to sneak all of those round. I do want to try and do that on stream, as I say. It's sort of still not made those, I mean, things. I think I might just head out to Fulgora. you know, almost completely unprepared. So I've never done that before. Always sort of set everything up so that I'm taking everything I need with me. It might be fun to try bootstrapping it. It is kind of adding in a secondary challenge to learning this, but all the planets are meant to be bootstrappable, and I could always send my platform back if it all proves to be too problematic. Let's head up here though. So I'm not entirely sure we'll make it. Like full stop, as it were. I don't know that this platform is resilient, and especially from a power point of view. Okay, let us find ourselves a rocket. And I need to turn all of that off so I can get rid of them, because apparently the engineer is only capable of making stuff, making weapons that weigh more than a ton. I want to take that, I don't know. Well, we don't need weapons for Fulgora at all, do we? So we'll just get rid of them. It's like I could bring a tank with me. They're really quite useful in Fulgora when you're exploring. But, yeah. Let's see how we go from a bootstrapping point of view. I think. Do I want to bring up any more ammo? I've got 1100 now. Easy peasy. Let's get 400 on. And which one is it using? It's using both. Okay, fine. Of course, it's only half the thing, isn't it? I must say, we will attempt to go to Fulgora. If we blow up, then it should have done the save, so I can go back to that. If not, that's where we'll end the stream, I think. But let's send some safety gun food up first. One of the things I don't think I really fully conveyed in the video that went up on Friday, the ending thing, is quite why I find the end dissatisfying for this, and why I think I feel it needs a proper end. I pinned it on the number goes up. I don't really find that particularly fulfilling as an end goal. But the other part of it is more sort of, I don't know, a bit sort of more ephemeral, in the sense that it's the difference between when you play the base game and you launch your rocket, it pops up the end screen with the da-da-da-da, and it feels like an achievement. It feels like you've done something, and it does feel like that could be an end to the game. You weren't on the rocket, you didn't launch yourself to freedom, as it were. Why can't I do that? I have to get rid of my blueprints as well, don't I? Yeah, there we go. I forgot about that. So if we put that in there we go. So if we go up to Fulgora Express, and it is kind of, when you get the space age end screen, and you're literally just in a random position on a platform, it doesn't feel like any kind of achievement. It's just like you have reached this arbitrary point in space. And I do wonder if it might have been it's fixable mostly by simply, because I don't use it because I like to play the mods fairly pure. but I am using it in a personal save. The planets in the on the this is one of the version 2.1 video that I'm working on. Is that's like number one priority is the whole. I think if we cancel that, is that planets in the background. So I wish now this was visible. And so there is that mod that does it, and it should be in the base game. That's my point. But I think if it had something like that, where you sort of arrive at something at the end of the game, it'd feel a bit more dramatic, a bit more, like you've done something, as it were. Okay, so let us die a horrible death. I don't need that, do I? If I put the time one, just so that we don't fly away immediately. I'll add an extra 0 there. But yeah, that was the other part to it, which I couldn't really find a way of properly writing. Off we go then. Let us die a horrible death in space. I mean, space is just too undramatic to me in this. I know they've got the whole, all this dust and all this sort of stuff, so I guess it does have a feeling of movement. And I guess in a sense, it is realistic that there's nothing there, because that's what space is, really like. When you see it, in a lot of films and stuff, it's way overblown. But I don't know, the whole space thing is just too undramatic to me. Could have put some of them on the side, couldn't I? Oh well. Oh, we're nearly there. Ish. About 2/3 of the way. It's like a suit. I mean, even this, when you arrive at your first planet, it'll just stop and, that's it. There's no planet hoves into view and you're like, wow. It's just, okay. Is that it? Hello, Marie, rather. Welcome to the stream. I'm afraid we are just about to end. But thank you very much. Oop, there you go. Stopped at Fulgora. And that's it. It's just so undramatic, isn't it? Cool. Okay, so I guess I should drop down. And we will call that an end to this stream. I say I'm staggered that we did that. I just sort of assumed that we would, run out of stuff, basically. Maybe it's just easier in this, I don't know. I have done quite a few buffs on the ammo, I suppose. But yeah, that felt remarkably simple. I guess the other question is the power. Oh, we're doing okay with power, so yeah, cool, fine. Cool, okay. I'm going to stop it, pause thrust, and then I'm going to drop to planet Fulgora, and we'll call it a day. Oh, got an achievement. Travel to Fulgora. This is dramatic. I like this. This is good when you're dropping down. They did that quite last minute. Oh, we've not got a big... oh, we've got a vault. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll pop my schedule up. And I will pause that on there. Cool. So, yes, that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow when I will be streaming Little Rocket Lab. I did play that a tiny bit on my personal save file. However, I pretty much just caught... I did discover something randomly, which we will do in tomorrow's stream, which was a fun little thing. It's quite funny. I really quite finding it quite funny, actually. It's like a little... silly little thing that's been added. I don't know if it means if it's more important than that. But it's a bit of a silly little jokey thing, and I've been I finding it quite funny. But yeah, so we will do that first thing. I can't actually remember where I am on the stream one, but so I was mostly catching up. I'd managed to get ahead of myself on the stream series I'm doing compared to my personal one. So yeah, I have also been experimenting with, I think, in a sense, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, the way that game is set up, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, is that actually putting things in boxes and just like hand feeding stuff is actually pretty effective, because the scale of things is different to something like Factorio. You don't have very much space. You're very space constrained, and so having belts going all over the place is actually like a real drain on space, which is your main constraint. But yes, I'll talk about that more tomorrow. So yes, Little Rocket Lab tomorrow. And then next week we will be back with exactly the same. So we'll be doing Krastorio 2 again on the Saturday and Little Rocket Lab on the Sunday. The plan is just to keep going with that until we get to Christmas, basically. After Christmas, I will be tweaking my schedule. What that I am thinking probably means is dropping the streams down to 2 hours long. At the moment, I do 3 hours on the Saturday and Sunday, so we'll drop to a 2-hour job. At some point, the threat is that the Factorio Friday Facts will return. I might do longer streams, maybe on the Saturday, so that we can chat about the Factorio Friday Facts. I have the tricky situation that, as it says here, I have memberships available, and members get early access to videos. So I have to kind of factor that in to give members a little bit of a chance to watch it ahead of schedule if and when those return. I'm not anticipating those returning until like Easter. I think they'll be messing about, deciding what they're going to do. Not messing about, but deciding what they're going to do until they actually tell us. And they may not tell us. It may just launch. Speaking of which, if you are watching on Twitch, you can also watch on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also watch on Twitch, because I use Restream to stream to both at the same time. If you wanted to catch up on any of like this series or the Little Rocket Lab one or loads of Factorio series that I've done, Satisfactory, I'll have to bring that back at some point. Maybe that's what I do, switching over Little Rocket Lab back to Satisfactory, and you can see we'll get really annoyed at Satisfactory again. Like Tectonica, Dyson Sphere Program, loads of building and management games you can find on my YouTube archived VODs. Also on YouTube, we will find my videos. I used to do Factorio Friday Facts like read-through videos, but I used to go like the opposite direction to not everyone, but other streamers and video content makers, in that they would do like, here's the Friday Facts in 5 minutes type thing, and I did the opposite, where I just talked for an hour. Or in fact, I talked for 2 hours and turned it into an hour-long video. So I became kind of known for doing those in-depth analyses, which is say will return if they start doing proper Friday Facts. But what I've replaced it with for the time being is a series looking at lore and speculation in Factorio. Effectively, I'm just doing videos where I tell you what my headcanon is. But people do seem to enjoy those, and I quite like seeing everybody else's ideas as well. Sometimes they're not presented in the kindest of ways. It's not too bad, but so people do ask for like you're wrong basically, which it just seems bizarre to me that everyone's wrong. It doesn't have a canonical lore to it. So, but yes, you can find those videos there. The one that went up on Friday, the most recent one, is a little bit different in that it's proper speculation. I would say. It's basically me saying what I would have kind of wanted the ending to be. I'm not massively keen on the whole number goes up, just build a big factory ending for Factorio and Space Age. I would have preferred it to have a bit more of a definitive end goal. But as I say in that video, I think there are ways of achieving that without taking away the whole mega basing. You could build lots and lots of a thing, which would also be your, you've won. A bit like rockets in the original, where you sort of say, right, you've launched a rocket, so you've won the game, but you can keep launching rockets and scaling up if you want to. So I'd prefer something a bit more like that, with a bit more of a sort of proper thing to it. Just more science for more science's sake. for me personally isn't the best thing. So yeah, I explore a whole load of ideas on that. So it would be appreciated if you could hop over and go and watch that video. It's not done as well as I would have hoped, but you never know. Sometimes they're a bit late to start. The next proper lore video will be in December, where I explore why the shattered planet might have been shattered. I've done how, and I'm going to look at why next. Those will continue. As I say, the Friday facts will take priority. If those suddenly start appearing, I'll put the other lore ones on hold, and we will do those instead. What I am also working on, I have the script done now. I need to record it. Hopefully do that tomorrow morning. I'm going to take a little bit of a more relaxed approach in terms of editing. I normally do a sort of what I would call heavy editing. That video is about what I would want in 2.1. Now that they've announced it, I can do that in a slightly different way. And that's like my 7 most wanted features or changes for 2.1. I'm hoping that will build into a series and people will comment on those. People already did so on the Friday Facts, but get your comments in about what you would want to see added to 2.1, and maybe I'll do some videos on that as well. But that'll be December. That will come probably December. If you wanted to follow me on socials, Blue Sky is the only one where I'm even vaguely active, but I'm not particularly active on any of them. Socials aren't really my thing, but there is like Discord and the Twitter. Well, I guess this Twitter, I got an email saying I'd been deactivated because they didn't think I was human, basically, which is a debatable topic, I guess. Cool. People just saying bye, so yeah. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah, so if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Krastorio 2 Spaced Out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.